Hi, and welcome to this week's episode of Let's Talk Sports Podcast with me, Lichia. Okay, I'm back. A little update as to where I've been the past couple of weeks. I have been going through a hell of a lot of mental health issues over the past probably month and a half. So I think the last time I posted was about a month ago, just before the preseason. But I had a full-on meltdown, and it's only just starting to get better. So that's why I'm back in talking to you guys and being a part of the sports world again. I even took a couple of weeks off of watching any form of sport. So yeah, it's been really hard for me the past couple of months, but I'm on the bet. I'm getting better. Slowly, but surely I'm getting better. So I really need to focus on that. So yeah, that's where I've been. I am now back. I'm back and I'm going to release a podcast every week. Probably on a Wednesday because we are getting into the NFL season and I want to do it as of the NFL season. And yeah, so let's get into some topics. So, Ben Simmons wants out of Philadelphia. We all saw this one coming. Philly did have to make a choice between Ben and Joel, and they chose Joel. So, Philly is going to look to get out of Philadelphia. I would probably see him on the Warriors. That would be mine. I would trade, in my opinion, Probably Wiseman, 2 firsts and 2 pick swaps. Like that would be my sort of like thoughts and feelings around it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how this season goes for Philadelphia and trying to get Ben Simmons out. Zach Wilson of the New York Jets, the quarterback. The guy who looks like he's 5 years old. Looks good apparently. So, as you guys know, I'm a Giants fan, so I don't really watch Jets games. However, I think I will watch a couple this season, especially to see how Zach Wilson goes. Apparently, he's on the Mahomes A-Rod level, which is the highest of compliments that you can give a quarterback. But the Jets always screw up their quarterbacks. They always screw them up. Like, it doesn't matter if you're given a generationally talented quarterback. Mark Sanchez was a generationally talented quarterback. Could have been so much in the NFL. But he was drafted to Jets. And the Jets, they constantly suck. Like, it's like their fan base is possessed. They are like the Mets. Like their fan base and everything just needs to be blown up. I genuinely think that everything just needs to be blown up. But anyway, apparently Zach Wilson looks good. Another rookie quarterback who looks really, really good is Mac Jones. Apparently his biggest comp is Tom Brady, and look, he went to the Patriots, so we can just, it's just going to fit in there with the system and all that. I still don't have the Patriots doing much. They might make the playoffs. I'm not 100% sure yet. But yeah, apparently Mac Jones looks good. So I'll be looking to watch some Patriots games. Definitely the week 4 one. That's definitely scheduled and circled and literally just like put on my screen and be like, you're watching that game. So yeah, now Jordan Love, apparently, according to people who watch the Green Bay Packers very tightly, apparently he doesn't look good. Apparently he's sucking. But you've got to remember, the first couple of seasons of Aaron Rodgers looked really bad too. Like, they didn't make the playoffs. They sucked for a very long time for about 3 seasons under A-Rod, and then they won that Super Bowl. So we've got to just weigh the pros and the cons, the good and the bad with it. Like, Jordan Love is the future of the Green Bay Packers, so you've just got to weigh the options along with it. And another quarterback got cut. So Cam Newton, this was a shock. I was not expecting this. I was not expecting Cam Newton to get cut. I thought that he was going to be a great veteran backup for Mac Jones, but clearly Cam was not happy with that. Clearly Cam sees himself as a starter. Yeah, so that one really just came out of nowhere for me. I woke up and I saw Cam Newton got cut. I was like, oh, is this because of his stance on the vaccination, which it probably could be, which it probably is actually in more ways than one. But yeah, so where will Cam go? There's been links to him being the backup in Dallas. I don't think that would work because Cam is Cam. I would personally like to see him go to maybe the Broncos, because they need a good quarterback, and Teddy Bridgewater is not a good quarterback. Drew Lock is not a good quarterback. So yeah. So NFL Week 1 is back. Oh my god. You have no idea how much I've looked forward to this. Like, this has been a very long off season, and it just makes me miss football even more and more and more every single week. And as the week got closer and closer and closer and closer and closer, I was like, thank God. And now it's back. Oh, I'm actually, I get teary. I get teary when I think about the fact that football's back. And I know that's weird and that's odd coming from being teary that your favourite sport's back. But football really is. It's my favourite sport. And I love it. And I watch it and it makes me happy. So if that makes me weird, that makes me weird. Anyway, the podcast is moving to Wednesdays, as I spoke about earlier, due to the NFL season. So it'll be Wednesday Australia time, which is Tuesday. It is Tuesday American time. But yeah, look forward to seeing more and more content coming out of me. I'm going to restructure my podcast a little bit, and try and add a little more flair to it. Because as many of you know, Sydney is still in pretty much a hard lockdown. So, and we don't look like we're getting out of it anytime soon. So I thought that I might start playing around with editing stuff and putting stuff together and making it look presentable and a little more professional. I'm going to have a whole brand new intro that I'm going to record and put that into every episode. So yeah, look forward to more changes coming up for this particular show. So week 1 of the NFL, and now it's prediction time for the NFL. Whoa! So excited. So we've got the Bucks versus the Cowboys. I'm going with the Bucks, just because they're the Bucks and the other guys are the Cowboys, and I'm allergic to giving anything, and I'm allergic to the Cowboys just in general, as an NFC East fan, and as an NFC East and Giants fan. Yeah. So I've got the Colts versus Seahawks. Now this is going to be an interesting game, because it's going to be interesting to see if Carson Wentz comes back. The perpetually injured Carson Wentz. But yeah, I think the Seahawks are going to be good this year. They've got to be, because they've got to try and keep Russell Wilson. So yeah, I think they're going to be a lot better this year than they have in the past. We've got the Texans versus the Jags. I'm going with the Jaguars. I think the Texans are going to be horrible this year. Absolutely horrible. And I don't think that the Jags are going to be as bad, especially with Trevor Lawrence. It's going to be really interesting to see him in his first professional game. Got the Falcons versus the Eagles. The Battle of the Birds. I'm going to go with the Falcons. I think that Kyle Pitts is going to be a revelation. And I see the Eagles possibly getting the number 1 pick, to be real honest with you. Or even the Texans to get the number 1 pick. Now we've got the Washington football team versus the Chargers. I'm going with the Chargers. I think that the Chargers are going to be a playoff team this year. And the Chargers are going to make the necessary steps to becoming a much better side. Sorry, I'm just getting a pen so that I can mark off which ones I've chosen. So we have the Steelers versus the Bills. Now these two are looking like they are both going to be playoff contenders. I think that the Steelers are going to win this game. I think that the Bills are going to feel the pressure of having the Patriots coming up on them. But yeah, I just think that the Steelers want to just be a better side. So I'm going to go with the Steelers. Then we have the Lions versus 49ers. I'm just going with the 49ers. Like, do we have to talk about it? Because the Lions are the Lions. Now I've got the Bengals versus Vikings. I'm going with the Vikings. Because I still think that O-line is not going to protect Joey Burrow. And that's a shame, because he was a great college player. We've got the Panthers versus the Jets. I'm going with the Panthers because it's the Jets, and the Jets constantly suck. And I think it's going to be a revenge game for Sam Darnold. We've got the Titans versus the Cardinals. I think I am going to go with the Titans. We have the Chiefs versus the Browns. I'm going with the Browns. And you'll see why later, but I'm going with the Browns. I have a really good feeling about the Browns this year. We've got the Pats versus the Dolphins. I'm going with the Dolphins. Because I still think that it's either the Dolphins or the Bills division in the AFC East. It's either those two. And then we've got the Giants versus the Broncos. I'm going with the Giants because they're my team and I love them, and I genuinely think that they're going to be a very, very good team this year. We've got the Saints versus the Packers in the Jacksonville Jaguars Stadium because of the Hurricane Ida, which, by the way, my thoughts and prayers, my heart go out to everyone of New Orleans. It sucks, and everyone that's been affected by this hurricane. Yeah, I'm really, my heart goes out to you. I've got the Packers, though, in this location, in this situation, because I believe that the Packers are a playoff team. Got the Rams versus the Bears. I am going with the Rams because I think that Matthew Stafford, I forgot who the quarterback of the Rams was for 30 seconds. Matthew Stafford is going to have a big first game out. Then we've got the Raiders versus the Ravens. I'm just going to go with the Ravens because I believe they're a playoff team and I don't believe the Raiders are at all. And the reason why this is the primetime game is because they've got to unveil the Death Star with people involved in it. So my Super Bowl prediction, my week 1 Super Bowl prediction, my far too early Super Bowl prediction. I remember last year, I predicted it was going to be the Saints versus the Chiefs. I was right about the AFC, not necessarily about the NFC. So I'm hoping that I get my prediction right this time. I think it's going to be the Buccaneers versus the Browns. I think it's time for the Browns. I do. There's just something about this team that is very likable. And I don't understand why. I don't know whether it's Baker Mayfield becoming the quarterback that he needs to become, or the fact that OBJ is going to be back. It's going to be a thing. I'm looking forward to seeing how the Browns go. Yeah, I think it's the Browns. Anyway, that is all for this week's episode of Let's Talk Sports podcast with me, Lucia. So I'll catch you all next week. Bye.